Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the Winter's Tale and we get to hear from Leontes again today. We are in Act 2, Scene 1, but we're going to finish up Act 2, Scene 1 today, so that's cool. And we started off the scene with Hermione and her son Mamilius, and Mamilius was going to tell a spooky story, but then Leontes came in and he was all angry because he found out that Camilla was gone, and now he thinks that Hermione was in cahoots with Camillo to help him and Polixenes leave because he still thinks that Hermione has been sleeping with Polixenes, and he confronts her very publicly about this and humiliates her and then arrests her, has her sent off to prison to wait out her trial. Meanwhile, she's pregnant with his child and he sends her to prison. And she goes with her head held high. She's like, once we find out that I'm innocent, you're going to feel really stupid about this, so we can cry tears of joy when I get out of prison. We're not going to cry sad tears now. And she's taken away. And then Leontes is left on stage with Antigonus and the other lords that had come in with him, and they are pleading with him to not arrest her, to bring her back. And they're like, this isn't an actual thing. You don't have any real proof. And she's absolutely honest and true and faithful to you and all this sort of thing. And it goes so far as, I believe it's Antigonus says that he has 3 daughters who he would kill. He puts up his daughters' lives in exchange for Hermione's faithfulness. He's like, if we find out that she's truly unfaithful, then I'll kill my 3 daughters, is the extent that he takes it to. But Leontes is adamant that he has enough proof, that he is right in this, and all of the other people are like, I would much rather believe that you're mistaken in this than believe that she's unfaithful. And he's like, well, I have all the proof that I need, and it doesn't matter. I don't even need to be talking to any of you. I'm not bound to your counsel or anything like that. He's like, I know what's going on, and that's all that we need to know. And Antigonus is like, okay, fine, maybe you can believe what you want to believe, but maybe it would have been better if you hadn't done this so publicly. And Leontes says, how could that be? Either thou art most ignorant by age, or thou art born a fool. Camillo's flight, added to their familiarity, which was as gross as ever touched conjecture, that lacked sight only, not for approbation, but only seeing all other circumstances made up to the deed, doth push on this proceeding. Yet, for greater confirmation, for in an act of this importance, 'twere most piteous to be wild, I have dispatched in post to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion, whom you know of stuffed sufficiency. Now, from the oracle, they will bring all whose spiritual counsel shall stop or spur me. Have I done well? So what he's saying is that he basically had no choice other than to out Hermione publicly. And if the rest of them can't see from the way that Hermione and Polixenes were interacting that they were cheating, then they're a bunch of idiots. But he's like, just to take it a step further, I have sent to the Oracle of Delphi, to Apollo's temple, to bring back word from Apollo himself. So it's instead of a trial by combat, it's an asking the gods, is Hermione guilty of this, or has Hermione been faithful? He's like, I have sent word to ask that question, and they will bring back an answer from the oracle, whether or not she's been faithful or not. We're going to leave it in the hands of the gods, and once we have that answer from the gods, I will either, I will bow to it. If it says that she's been faithful, then I'll stop my whole thing. If it says that she hasn't, then I will pursue my course of action. He's like, does this make sense to all of you? And they're like, actually, yeah, okay, fine. So he's like, all right, great. We're going to have the oracle showing up. And yeah, you're all going to find out that my wife has been cheating on me. And he heads off. And as Antigonus is leaving the stage, he's like, this is not going to end well. But the scene ends just fine. I mean, there's a glimmer of hope for Hermione that if the gods say that she's innocent, then maybe he'll back off a little bit. So what do you think? What do you think the gods are going to say? And this poor pregnant woman is now in jail. Anyway, we will see you tomorrow for more as we dig further into this and see just how crazy Leontes can get before and or if he decides to rein it back in. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.